Hi. Dealing with toxic relationships through self-awareness is what I'm talking about today. Well, dealing with toxic relationships, being in a toxic relationship can be such a painful thing for us all. So let's deal with it right now through understanding it through self-awareness. And we're going to do that in two ways today. So before I start, if this is your first time with me, Nicki Vee, at the 1010 Movement, please press the subscribe button and also the notifications bell so that you get notified when we're going to be putting another video on. Now, so what did I say? Dealing with toxic relationships through having self-awareness. So, oh my goodness me, I know how painful it can be to be in a toxic relationship. I've been there myself, and with Tony, my husband, we have assisted probably hundreds, if not thousands, through some of our talks and our videos, how to deal with toxic relationships. And people ask us, if there was one thing that you would say straight away, Nicki, what would it be? And that is it. That is true. It is about self-awareness that makes all the difference. So as I said, two things we're going to deal with right now. So this is going to be about a 10-minute video maximum. So please stay with me till the end, because first of all, we're going to decide whether our relationship is at a level 1, 2, or 3. And let me be really honest with you, I'm going to do third last, because that is the most difficult to deal with, because that's where the toxicity is. So I'm going to run through real quick level 1, level 2, and then we're going to get to how we deal with a toxic relationship. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions that are going to assist you, I know, to get more self-aware so that you can do something today that's going to in some way make a shift within that relationship, so that you and your partner basically free yourselves through you being with me on this video today from some of the pain that you're experiencing. Because I know, as I say, I've been there myself and assisted lots of people, how painful it is to be in a toxic relationship. So first of all, the 1, 2, 3. So what do we need to know? How can we be more self-aware? What do we need to know about these levels of relationships, as I'm calling it? So look, first of all, level 1. This is where we want to be in relationships. That's why I'm going to go through this real quick, because I know that you wouldn't be watching this video today if you were at a level 1. Level 1 is where he or she meets your own needs. You meet your needs. You meet each other's needs. You feel like your needs are met. You've probably got a relationship that's an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. And that's because you're in a good place yourself, and the relationship is working really well. You're getting on, blah, 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 and land. Not going to spend any more time on that. But just know that that is possible. Maybe even today. Now, level 2 is okay. In transaction analysis, they call it I'm okay, you're okay. It's like, you might be getting on okay, you're not arguing much. You're kind of like two friends who are sort of disagreeing on some things but not on everything. But here's the big thing. All the passion is not in the relationship. All that lovely feeling that you want to have in a relationship, all that joy, all that happiness that you want in a relationship is not there. It's kind of like, at best, feeling like being with someone who's a friend, but at worst, it could feel like, well, quite frankly, what am I doing in this relationship? I'm not getting my needs met. I'm having to find my happiness elsewhere. Maybe like the relationship's not working, so you're really into sport. Maybe your relationship's not working, so you just throw yourself into work. And maybe, yeah, you've got a level of happiness in that situation, but not in your relationship. And actually, what tends to happen is when the intimacy goes, is that gradually over time it gets worse and worse and worse. So remember, I'm trying to say to you, let's get some self-awareness here. Are you in that top 1 where everything's working really well? Maybe not. Are you in this level, which is okay? I think that's the best word I can describe it. But like none of your needs are being met, and maybe you're just getting your happiness met somehow elsewhere. But the worst relationship we can be in, the most toxic, and toxic I know is a hard word to take, but the reason why we call it toxic relationships is that neither of your needs are being met. And actually that level of toxicity will cause you to be unhappy, will cause you to go towards addictions, whether that be, I don't know, addicted to the internet, or drugs or alcohol or food or gambling or sex or whatever that is. Now sometimes in those toxic relationships, this is level 3. This is very bad place. Some people would call it dysfunctional. So how, Nicki Vee, it says here, how can we deal with a toxic relationship through self-awareness? Well, I'm going to say that this is the number one and first thing, is that you realize that you're in it. You realize that you're in a toxic relationship. Your self-awareness, your awareness of self. Think about your relationship for a minute and let me ask you a few questions. Do you feel like your needs are being met? On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being, I just feel like nothing ever's not going right for me, nothing feels good for me, I feel a level of pain and unhappiness within that relationship. 0 is, it's really bad. I'm thinking, how could I get out of this relationship? Or maybe you're even already out of the relationship, but it's still toxically going on and you've still got connection. Or are you at a 10? Where like, actually, you know, the relationship is toxic, but like you're here going, today I am Nicki, I know exactly where it is. I'm going to guess that you're not at a 10, that you don't know exactly what it is that is causing it, which is what I'm going to help you with today. So scale of 0 to 10, 0, it's absolutely the most painful thing you've ever been in. And 10, you know, you've got some self-awareness that it's no good. What's your number? And let me ask you that 0 to 10 question again as well, because that can help us really with our self-awareness. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being, oh, you know what? This is the worst situation I could ever feel like I'm being in. And 10 is, this relationship meets all my needs and it's my dream. Where am I? My guess is, if you're watching this video because you're concerned about your relationship being toxic and you want to deal with it today, is you're going to be a 0 or 1 or a 2 or a 3. Let me ask you, do you like talk to your friends? Maybe if you're a woman, you talk to your friends and you go, this is what it's like and this is what's happened now, and oh, I feel like this, and oh, I wish this, and all that. If you're a guy, you might not be talking to your friends about it, but you might just feel like, why me? Why have I got to have this relationship where we're arguing all the time, or she's nagging me, or he's like just feeling low all the time? You feel unhappy, you feel low, you feel toxic, and you move towards things which you know are not good for you, or you know you don't want to do, but that's it. So this is where this self-awareness, I know this is hard for us to talk about, but this is where our self-awareness, you know, we've got to be aware where we are. And once we understand where we are and we accept where we are, now we can make a decision. Now we can make a decision to do something. Now I'm going to shock you now. You're probably thinking, well, Nicki Vee, surely you're going to say, how are you going to get out of this relationship? How are you going to get free of this relationship and find another relationship? I'm not. I'm absolutely not. Because the other way to deal with toxic relationships through self-awareness is to realize that if you don't handle whatever it is that's going on, and that's why we're here looking at it, right? You'll take this into the next relationship. And I know you don't think that's the case, but let me tell you about myself. I was in a toxic relationship. We had no intimacy. We didn't get on even. I used to moan to my girlfriends about him and how, wish I'd never married him and this, and then I was going to leave, and then I got pregnant, and then so I stayed, and oh my God, it was like not a good situation for many, many years. And then I got out and I felt completely free, and I was thinking like that was just the wrong person. So guess what happened? Even though it didn't seem like it at the first, I went into a relationship which was equally as toxic. Now, not exactly the same, but guess what? I'm the common denominator in that. So whatever behavior I was doing in the first relationship was creating me to have the kind of relationship with my first husband that I had. And bless him, when I look back now, he was just responding to my relationship, my behavior, and I was just responding back to his. But we didn't have any self-awareness about that. So I just thought it was him. I just went like, next, let me get into another relationship. I went into another relationship, into my second marriage, when I thought at first, oh, well, he's really, really different. But here's the thing, let me get straight to it. I was the same. And because I was doing some behavior, and girls, women, if you're here, we're watching this, I know that some of the behavior we do, we think is good behavior. We think we are being really, like we might be going, look, oh, don't worry, if you're not doing well, I'll earn the money. Or we go, look, don't worry, he's not doing good, he's not feeling great, so I'll look after everything, I'll arrange everything. Or you're going I'll just have low level of need. And when you've got low level of need, and he's got low level of need, honestly, this is going to be a toxic relationship. So I went into this next relationship, did my same old pattern, right? And of course, found that it was equally, if not more toxic. And the reason why that was, is I had an expectation that this was it. This was, no wonder the first one didn't work, because this person is much better for me. So the disappointment and the sadness when I realised that I'd done it again. And I realised quite quickly, and still continued to try and make him behave in certain ways by me being, overdoing everything, thinking that, well, if I just do everything, he will just be nice. That's not what happened. It was toxic. And it felt again like it was I was going, well, it's him. I'm absolutely fine, but it's him. But you see, that's the problem about a toxic relationship, is one of the partners is going to think that they're doing good. And it's just the other one. When in actual fact, and this is the hardest part for us to come to terms with, which is what I had to come to terms with. The behavior that I was doing, that I thought was good behavior, that I thought was doing my best, was actually giving to get, was actually doing to try and have, make him feel guilty, or behaving in a way that was I wasn't speaking my truth. I mean, bless him, he left his relationship. I was single when I met him, but he'd just come out of a relationship actually, but he was still very, very involved. And of course, every time we were with his children, I would be in a bad state. But I never said that. I pretended. I was like a martyr to the cause. Every time I was pretended that I could deal with it. Until one day I thought, no, I can't. I cannot deal with this. This relationship is toxic. And so it was only then, in this moment, and do you know what? What's interesting, I can even remember the moment when I'd had something had happened. I can't remember what had happened now, and I'm on the staircase in my house. I can even remember where I was. And I went to myself, it's you. It isn't them. It's you. You need to understand what you're doing that's giving you an experience called toxic. And I suddenly realised all the things that I was doing. So let me ask you some questions. What do you know deep, deep down that you're doing that isn't being helpful here? What do you know? Are you open to the possibility that you are playing a part here in causing this to be toxic? How are you co-creating this level of toxicity? How are you contributing? How are you causing it? And remember, just like me, maybe this is not what you would consistently say is bad behavior, although it might be. It might be that you're overly, irrationally fearful. It might be that you're angry. It might be that you're stroppy. It might be that you're moody. It might be that you're depressed. It might be anything that you can come up with that you do, I can guarantee you is affecting your intimate relationship very badly. And when I realized that some of the stuff I was doing, which I thought was good, was actually having the opposite effect, was making him feel bad, was making him feel guilty, was making him feel like inadequate. It was making, and you know, we've helped many couples where the guys are going, yeah, but I just do as she tells me to do, and like, you know, she wants this and she wants to do this, so I just give in, I just go along with it. That's the behavior that's giving you the toxic relationship. So that's the where, with the self-awareness, we have to know that whatever our intuition, that's why I say inside of you right now, what's the truth? What do you know? Think about it right now. What do you know you're doing? And if you then go and accept that you have been doing it, you have been contributing, you have been creating this relationship that you're feeling or you're identifying as a level 3 relationship that's toxic, now you can do something about it without your partner doing anything right now. But believe me, if you can go to your partner today, here's the thing that I said to you, hold on, this is it now. If you can go to your partner today and just say, look, obviously things between us are not great. I need to just share with you that I know that I've been behaving in ways that have not been good for you. I've been doing this, this or this. And it's not my intention, and I've only just realised that I am playing a part in us not being great together. And I've been thinking about it, and now I've decided that I'm going to stop doing that. And I'm going to start behaving differently towards you from this moment on. And then you say, and look, I've been doing the old stuff for a long time, completely unconsciously. I wasn't even aware of it. So you might need to just give me a bit of slack. And then you just say, look, this is the 3 things that I love about you. And I want our relationship to work. I am willing to give it the best shot I can. And then you shut up, stop talking, and see what reaction you get. And I can tell you, I can absolutely guarantee you and tell you that when you just talk about yourself and you don't blame the other person, you don't say, I do that when you do that. You just say, I know I do that. You say to the other person, you just tell them, I know this is not good for you. And then you stop talking. And in 99% of times, the other person will say, I realise that I have not been doing well either. I have not been behaving in a good way either. In most cases. And I can tell you that Tony and we have had so many emails, phone calls, things over the last 17 years that we've been assisting people with their intimate relationships. And we have literally sat and cried because we've heard people say, it was toxic, it was horrible, it was painful. And now we're working together to have more joy and have more happiness and have more love between us. Now that might seem like such a big step for you right now. So this is the first step, to get really self-aware. And then if you're brave and you're courageous enough to share that with your partner, even just having the awareness will take you into a different place. I promise you that. So if you now want to help, you want to talk to me, just put a comment in the comment area below, and I will get to you as quickly as I can to assist you in any way I can, to assist you to have more self-awareness so that you can deal with a toxic relationship. And so for today, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.